Thank you.
Welcome, everyone, to an all-new edition of the show with the trifecta suplexes, but no flex at all. Leave all that capping at home. This is the Three Amigos Show podcast. Somebody call the police. 2 nights of Wrestlemania Goes Hollywood. The stars was out. Legends were made, and dreams, well, they were deferred. Without any further ado, let's introduce you to the three suplexes, a.k.a. the esteemed host of the Three Amigos Show podcast. As always, there's no shook hands in Brooklyn. If you don't know me, I'm just trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. If it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. The bottom line is always the $sign. I am the intellectual savior to the masses, the underdog, also known as the unchosen one. The brilliant, bright, always willing to fight, Brandon Thoughts.
Yes, indeedy.
Hailing originally from Davisboro, Flatbush. He was once all in. He still might be doubling that. I don't know. He's the meanest on the wheels of steel, the voice of the Turnbuckle Talk, and the realest on the turntables. He is the pandemonium god. He is the Mashout King.
Yes, indeedy. I'm here till Friday.
And last, and certainly not least, hailing from the concrete jungle, Brooklyn, New York, standing at 6'4", he is, and this is everybody's favorite part, he is lyrical, miracle, spiritual, criminal, minimal, bare minimum aluminum bars, the 10-time New York State Park Wrestling Champion. He is Big Daddy Cool, Sour Diesel.
I had to let that out. Good evening. How y'all doing?
Somebody call the police. That's what Titus O'Neil said tonight.
Oh no, he said, if you treat me like that, I'm gonna call the police. Uncle Titus.
And every time somebody got a lick, he was like, call the police. Which I don't know which one of y'all said that Titus they enjoy Titus on commentary. I remember us having a conversation.
I don't know what happened Saturday night, but tonight he picked it up a little bit that he was actually kind of funny on the commentary tonight. So I always said he would have been good at it. But nonetheless,
excuse me.
The weekend's over, y'all.
Mm-hmm. It's been a long road. All of the roads led to WrestleMania. All of the roads led to Roman Reigns. All of the roads led to WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. So much to talk about. So little time. I saw Booker T black side on the pre-show. On the kick, he was kind of real jamming. I saw his black side. All right, Booker T.
Let me say this. I really hope Kool and Gang got a check for this because they record played heavily this weekend. Okay, so Hollywood swinging, Kool and the Gang. So I hope that they definitely got their check, this weekend for as much time as they records played.
I'm pretty sure they did. Sour D's, do you want to open up the smoking section and talk a little bit about NXT Stand and Deliver before we get into night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania?
What the fuck?
Wait, hold on. Let me do
it. Stand and Deliver. They. What? Hold on.
Oh, we don't have to. We can move right on to night 1. Let's go into night 1.
The bus right now. What the fuck? Stand and Deliver. It was. It got delivered. It was delivered. Let's. I want to give a shout out and I want to give a congratulatory to Indy Hartwell. It was well deserved. We did not know where she was going. We did not know where it was leading to. She was a part of the faction of The Way with Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, once upon a time, Austin Theory, and then now your boy Dexter Lumis. And they all left her down there in NXT. So we didn't know where her career was going. And luckily, it got picked back up when she infamously won the NXT women's title in the ladder match. So let's give a congratulations to Indy Hartwell on that because it is well deserved. She busted her ass. She grinded hard, even when we thought she was gonna fail, but she succeeded. Let's give another congratulatory welcome to Albert Fire and Isla Dawn. They are the new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. And ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have to give the biggest welcome and shout out to him. Yeah, him. We all know him. You know him? Do you know him? Because I know him. And the him I'm talking about is Carmelo Hayes. The new NXT World Champion is Carmelo Hayes. He is the third black man in NXT to win this championship. Now, earlier I was in my mind, I was like, he's the only black man since Big E to win this NXT champion. But I forgot about Keith Lee.
Keith Lee, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about him. I don't know if he was black really, but hey, I'm not going to discriminate. He was black, I guess. Yeah. So other than that, what else we had down in the NXT Stand Deliver? We had the triple threat tag team championship match between the Gallus Boys and the Creed brothers and Tony D'Angelo and Stats. No pun intended. Because if it was this Stats, we would have won, Tony D. Whoa, we would have won Tony D. We would have won Tony D. No. Me and Tony D'Angelo would have won. We would have won Tony D. I don't want to win Tony's D. But anyway, nonetheless, it was a good match. It was some kind of miscues in that match by Stats. He was doing a little too. He was trying to go off the rail. He was doing this thing. But I ain't like the part when he missed that goddamn God damn it. What's the move when you run the senton outside? He did the senton to one of the Gallus boys, and the nigga hit the whole goddamn floor. Like, what the fuck were you doing? And not only that, let's talk about the miscue on Brutus Creed when he tried to hit the Brutus ball on the outside. Like, god damn it. You know what it was? I felt like this was like their second pay-per-view on the road. Well, second premium live event on the road, and it's a WrestleMania weekend. So everybody try to do their best, but they were a little too hyped where they miscued some spots. But nonetheless, it was still a good match. The women's ladder match for the vacant NXT title, that was a good match. They showed their asses. I was thinking that some people was gonna, it was gonna be a little failure. We had Zoe Starks in there. We had Lyra Valkyrie. We have the returning Roxanne Perez. We also had Gigi Dolan. We also had Tiffany Stratton, and we had Indy Hartwell, our new women's NXT champion. Once again, I'm proud of her. I've been watching her for so many years now, and I'm just happy that she finally got what she worked for. I think it's well deserved. Let's talk about the non-sanctioned match with Johnny Gargano and what's this guy's name again? I don't know. I'm forgetting. Grayson Waller. Good match. It was a really good match. Johnny Gargano showed up. He did what he was supposed to do. Grayson Waller was a great contender. He shows that he's a star. Grayson Waller is a star, and he'll soon be in that main roster. Listen, I've seen Grayson Waller for quite some time. Wasn't so much of a fan of him, but this weekend he made me a believer. So shout out to Grayson Waller. You wasn't a winner, but you did your thing and you did what you needed to do in that in this time. What else? Who else was fighting? Oh, the kickoff kickoff match with Schism versus Chase U. That was a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Really good, decent match. I thought I'm excuse me, folks. I'm sorry I keep hearing in the middle of my sentence. But it was a good match nonetheless. And I keep saying nonetheless. I don't know. I guess I just learned this word.
We roll the punches. Go ahead.
We roll punch. Oh shit! Almost got knocked out.
Out of the out of the screen, man.
What else match we had there? I'm glad we have new women tag team champions because I wasn't feeling the current ones at the time. It really wasn't working for me. I don't like them. It's just giving me Fate Smoking Guns vibes. And for those of you who don't know who the Smoking Guns was, that was Bart and Billy Gunn. Badass Billy Gunn, might I add. You might add that. Nonetheless, it was a good pay-per-view premium live event coming from NXT. And we want to give a round of applause to them for doing what they were supposed to do. It felt like a black and gold moment to me. The crowd was in it. It was this is awesome chants. We got the NXT chants. NXT. And if you don't know me, I am a NXT. I live for NXT, okay? Black and gold era was my era. That's when I got right back into wrestling. I always loved wrestling, but NXT Black and Gold era was my thing. It was really my thing. And it's looking like that's what's coming back. I don't want to put too much on that. But once again, Carmelo Hayes, oh man, that was a good match. What did y'all think about NXT Stand Deliver? Did y'all was y'all able to catch it?
I was in it.
I was pretty bright and early, and I watched all of it, from beginning to
all of it.
No different.
The main event. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
We could talk about the main event. If the main event is what you've seen, we can all elaborate on it together.
Yeah, I saw the main event. I saw the Johnny No Name match.
Don't do that.
No, but the main event was good. I mean, I was really upset because you both called it for Carmelo Hayes, and I thought Braun Breaker was gonna stay.
What?
I did.
No.
I could. I
remember you saying that, but
okay.
I remember you saying that, but I told you what it was going to be. It's Carmelo Hayes. Like, first of all, he came out with the Laker. He came out with the Laker colors. Let's not forget about that, right? He had the number 8 on the knee pad. We know who that's about. Shout out and rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Okay, right. He came out with the background with the Lakers with the Lakers colors. Carmelo always does this thing, and you know what he always do, right? You know what he always do. He put his ops on a shirt, and that's what he did. Okay, he put him on a shirt. Okay, at style.
No, I'm not. Again,
I love when he do that.
Like I said, I wasn't sure Carmelo was going to pull this one out, but however, he did his thing in the match from bell to bell. I think it was a great showing. I have no qualms or complaints about this match. When we get to Mania, that's a different story. But this, I had no qualms about this at all. And
here's what WWE knock. You think you're slick? I know what y'all did. It was like, hey, you know what? We're gonna give y'all some title changes 2 nights in a row, but it's just which 2 nights in a row are you gonna get these title changes, right?
Right. I agree with that.
They thought they was slick. They kind of thought, okay, you got me, WWE creative.
It was definitely topsy turvy. It definitely had everybody on the edge of their seat because what we all thought was going to be what was going to happen. We had a lot of surprises that came out this weekend. So,
yeah.
Is that what all you got for Stand and Deliver? Did it stand and deliver? That's the question ultimately, Mr. NXT. Did the show stand and deliver?
Did the show stand and deliver? Between the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, between the women's ladder match and the women's ladder match, betw between Johnny Gargano and Grayson Waller, between the main event and even the kickoff.
Not to mention
They
the North
stood.
American Championship match too.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
You, random thoughts. Thank you.
I can't forget. Oh, Wesley, please, when you see me in the streets, don't cardiac kick me, please. I'm sorry about that one. That match tore it up. Okay, that match tore it up. I think the only match that didn't prevail, and I don't want to fall short on the winners of that match, was just the women tag team match. That match was good, but everything else was really, really good. Really good, very excitable. They stand and deliver? They stand and they delivered. Okay? I was delivered from stand and delivered.
I like that.
For real.
All right, random thoughts, take it away.
Oh, well, the smoking section is done. We're going into Turnbuckle Talk. We're going to talk about WrestleMania Night 1. So let's unravel that script and go into what we were going to talk about in the first place, which is WrestleMania Saturday.
Hollywood. All right. We're not gonna play this song because we haven't cleared it. So obviously we can't play the record.
I mean, you singing it, we couldn't tell the difference between Kool and the Gang and you. So that's been the story of my life. Random thought. I can imagine.
I miss my calling. All right, but nonetheless, it was a hell of a weekend for WrestleMania and also for wrestling fans. Let's get to the first night of WrestleMania, hailing from California, right? SoFi Stadium. All right, so let's start it off. First match
beautiful
of the
stadium,
night.
by the way.
Absolutely gorgeous, and the WWE, we both, like we said. Before, WWE does not play around when it comes to building those sets, man. Before we get get into the night, the card, that set and that ramp was so damn high.
It was.
Listen, then I sat there. I was like, "Oh my God, please don't make nobody fall off this thing." I said, "Please don't make nobody fall off this thing." I said that
shit was so high. I said, "Is this the SoFi or the SoHi Stadium?" But that shit is pretty fucking high.
And that's why I was wondering. I was like, maybe they had to build it that way, because. But I do remember from I think it was a Super Bowl when it happened at SoFi, that where they come out on that side. There's also a level up where it has doors and things like that. So I guess they built it to that level. I do remember that. All right. Nonetheless, let's jump right into the show, huh? All right. Let's get to the first match. Now, let me say this. And I don't care if my colleagues disagree. Ladies and gentlemen that's listening, I almost cried when this show ended. Okay, night 1, because I got every single match right. Okay, I got every single match right. Okay, the problem is that they doubted me, ladies and gentlemen. Random Thought and Big Daddy Cool Diesel, they doubted me. They mocked me.
I think you probably double back.
Excuse me. I'm in my dialogue.
It's a monologue. But go ahead.
I'm doing my dialogue. I know. Thank you.
It's a monologue.
I don't need your damn thoughts at the point. Let me finish.
Go right ahead, King.
All right. So what I was saying, they doubted me. Okay, and somebody, maybe Paul Levesque, maybe Vince McMahon with the Hitler mustache, was listening to me when I said all the predictions. And I was right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, put some respect on my name, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, you said John Cena was going to win. Stop it, okay? I remember
I did not.
I
did not say John Cena was going to win.
We all said Austin Theory.
John Cena was going to win.
I said Austin Theory.
Don't gaslight me.
I said Austin Theory.
Big Daddy Cool Diesel.
No. I did not say that. I said Austin Theory.
First of all, I got the results right here.
You can have
all
the
three
results
of
all
us
you want.
Manipulating champion.
All three of us picked.
You can have
Austin
all the
Theory.
results all you want, but I said Austin Theory. What I did was I made a damn, what's another fucking word? I made something up for John Cena because like I was like saying, what if John Cena wins? It was a what if, but I picked Austin Theory.
No,
I said, but what if
Stevens? You went even Stevens.
I didn't go even Stevens.
No,
I
he
said
did
Austin
not.
Theory.
That's why I said I wrote it down. We all picked Austin Theory to win this match.
We all did, but then I threw a what if. I was like, but what if John Cena win, and whoever gets called up, John Cena throws out a open challenge and they beat him. But then I said that would be stupid for him to. Why would they that would be a real burial to Austin Theory? Because why would you let him win for one night to lose it the next night? That would make no sense. That's what I said. But I chose Austin Theory.
I still think the open challenge thing is going to happen, though. I still think that it's, instead of John Cena.
Yeah, because he's going to be so high off that win. He's going to be mad cocky.
So
somebody's going to knock him right off that. Somebody's going to knock him right off that.
Maybe we'll get an AJ Styles returning. Maybe we'll get a Braun Breaker being called up. We'll have to wait and see for Raw after Mania. But I thought that the match, for some reason, it did not have the big fight feel, even though John Cena was a part of it. And it was for the coveted United States Championship. I didn't think that it had a big match feel, but I'm happy that it was placed as number one for WrestleMania Saturday, so they could get it out the way. The finish was very Adam Pearce like, who did produce the match. So we all said it was going to be Austin Theory to clear it up. So we were all right when it came to that. Not for the rest of the night, but at least for this match, we were all predicted Austin Theory. So
I'm going to say this off the rip. I feel like WrestleMania Night 1 was better than WrestleMania Night 2.
That seems to be the consensus, because a few different people are saying that on WrestleMania Night 1 was better than WrestleMania Night 2. But what's your thoughts on the match?
On the Theory versus
yeah.
Oh, I wasn't able to catch that match because I went to go do a supermarket run. And here's the fucking thing about that. When I'm going to do my supermarket run, right? I try to sign in onto my phone to watch it while I was at the supermarket. But my dumbass, I left my computer open on my TV on with the Peacock app on while I was playing. I forgot to close it off, so you can't stream from more than one device. So you know what, Peacock, you need to fucking fix that shit. Netflix will never do that. Netflix will never do that.
They're actually trying to do that. That's what Netflix is trying to do. So, all right. So here's my take on it. I don't have any take on it. It just happened. The match just happened. It to follow up what Brandon Thoughts was saying, it didn't have a big match feel, even though Big Match John was in there. I'm never big on the finish with a low blow. I just think that's so, it's just so cliche. You know what I mean? Like, they could have been something, somebody run in, screw Cena, something like that. But it could have been a little bit done better. But nonetheless, I really did enjoy the match.
Whoever did that. So Adam Pearce must have done the AJ Styles versus Nakamura at WrestleMania, because that ended with a fucking low blow too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It made no sense to me.
Like, why would you end it with a low blow?
All right. Next on the card was the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team matchup. Now, listen.
I was there.
This match showed out. This match definitely showed out. I wanted to start off by saying congratulations to the Street Profits for winning this match. First and foremost, I think that Angelo and Montez, I'm not a big Angelo guy. I'm a Montez guy. But I'm not a big Angelo guy. I'm not.
You look like him, but I don't know why you don't.
I was just about to say the same thing. Y'all look related.
Listen. Both of y'all need y'all not to start your shit. But
come on, fam.
I'm not an Angelo Dawkins guy. However, they both showed out. As for the Braun Strowman and Ricochet, You know, God bless him. Ricochet did have a good showing though in this match. He did have a pretty decent showing in this match. I'm gonna take it to Sour Diesel. Hit us with it.
That match was fucking incredible. Are you fucking kidding me? Congratulations to every fucking talent that was a part of that match. Because they
except
all
for Braun Strowman.
No, come on. Braun even did his thing too. I'm not even going to give you that. Braun did his thing. Braun was there to put them over. He put over fucking Angelo Dawkins when he tried to do the run around the ring choo-choo train bullshit, and Angelo Dawkins just knocked his ass right off the motherfucking.
So
because it was bullshit.
Went to the top rope as well. Did you like when he went to the top rope?
I mean, he been teasing that for months. Like he was the one that tried to make fun of the flip flop guys or the guys that jump around on a ring. So it looks like he's picking up something from Ricochet, and Ricochet's picking up something from him. They both, each one teach one. Listen, that match was fucking great. I came in on that match when I came in from the supermarket, ladies and gentlemen. I love that match. That match was good. That match was good. And you thought it was going to be a go to the fucking bathroom break match. Yes, they
fooled your ass. Called the winner, though. So I'll say.
All right, you called the winner, but you didn't have no faith in that match. And that match
it doesn't matter. I called the winner, brother.
The match was good. I like the match.
The journey. We only worry about the end.
No, but you try to sleep on the match.
We both picked the actual winners of this match, which was the Street Profits.
I picked the Viking Raiders. Viking Raiders, if you're listeing to me, I have faith in you. Okay?
Those are Valhalla, and that's it.
Well, it doesn't matter. They did their thing too.
I thought the match was superb. I thought coming off of the heels of NXT Stand and Deliver, who I believe did stand and deliver, I think having a match like this, especially after that lukewarm start of John Cena and Austin Theory, this match is what started to set the blaze and set the tone for WrestleMania. These were guys who we didn't know what WrestleMania was going to look like for them, right? But when they got in the ring, we show why they are the spotlight guys and why they deserve this match. And I think that they came to show up and show out, and they did that, stupendously. And shouts out to my boys, the Street Profits, once again for
taking the win on that.
All right, I want to go right back to that match real quick. When Ricochet hit that goddamn what fucking what move was that? No, it wasn't the 450. He didn't do the 450. The shooting star pledge. The shooting star press, and Angelo Dawkins put the knees up and just held him there, and Montez came through with the frog splash. Oh my gosh!
It was over.
Mm-hmm. That was a good match. Good match.
Next on the card, we went straight into Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. Now, fellas, did you see this match? I ain't gonna hold you. Was owed to Shawn Michaels. Okay, I don't know if it was specifically done like this, but this was owed to Shawn Michaels. Random thoughts. Now, you are the person that puts two and two together when it comes to certain things like this, right? Could you analyze what you think this related to in regards to Shawn Michaels obviously from Logan Paul coming in, riding into the studio into the stadium, and then Seth Rollins having on Michael's gear, to come to the ring, so do you have a thought process on this? Do you think, what does this mean?
I think what it is more of a testament, right? Of a lot of times when we talking about wrestlers and superstars, who we like more, and then certain people, you feel like if you like Bret Hart, you couldn't like Shawn Michaels, or if you love Shawn Michaels, you wasn't too much a fan of Bret Hart. Same thing with Cena and Orton, and the list goes on and on, Rock and Stone Cold. But what we see here is the true influence of the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, into, I don't want to call Logan Paul a great, but when he has gotten in that ring and what he has done from bell to bell, pillar to post, turnbuckle to turnbuckle, he does his Doug Thizzle. Now, Seth freaking Rollins, first of all, I'm going to comment on that drip. When I say Seth Rollins' drip was so drippy that the Pacific Ocean itself. Isn't that what's over there in LA? Is the Pacific Ocean? Yeah, the Pacific Ocean was dehydrated from Seth Rollins' drip, okay? He came there, he set the tone. Shouts out to my man's King Troy, who did that fabulous, dope-ass jacket to Seth Rollins. And just seeing these two men tied up in the ring, the influence of Shawn Michaels' moves was all throughout the matches, right? The super kicks, the chaps that Seth Rollins had on, the entrance, as you said, with Logan Paul coming from down up. I mean, Shawn did it from the Raptors. We ain't trying to fuck with that no more. We don't need no more Owen Harts, no more of that kind of stuff. But overall, the presentation with both entrances, the matches, the story that they told was definitely dope, and it was a good match for me.
Okay. Big Daddy Cool Solid Diesel, give us your
breakdown. I didn't see nothing about no goddamn Shawn Michaels aside from Logan Paul coming through like Shawn Michaels in WrestleMania 12. I don't know what the hell y'all talking about, because Shawn Michaels' gear was not like that. He had on the chaps, yes, but nonetheless, he didn't have none of that, all that other extra shit on. I did not see nothing about Shawn Michaels. Wait. No, I'm not waiting. This is my part. Thank you.
I had to stop you because your part is sound like fuckery. Let me ask you a question. The stripes he had on, the stripes that Seth Rollins had on, that was not owed to Shawn Michaels?
The stripes? He didn't have no damn stripes on. What are you not looking?
You mean the Jeff top? The Jeff Jarrett. Once he took the coat off.
Exactly. He had the Jeff Jarrett top on. He had on the Jeff Jarrett top, and I felt like that was like Santino what the fuck is this man's name? Santino Marella. That's what it looked like to me. Because Shawn Michaels ain't never wear those colors, pink and red. He looked like a goddamn Valentine's Day man. He looked like Cupid. That's what the hell he came out looking like. Okay, what I just saw was Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins. And that is their names. And that's the names that we're going to use. Okay?
Well, we use their names. We're talking about the influence of Shawn Michaels.
No.
That's what we were talking about.
Nah. It was no Shawn Michaels there. Okay? Shawn Michaels was in NXT earlier on that day. What I saw that night with my very two-known eyes was Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. And it was a good match. It could have been better, but it was a good match. And that is it, and that is all. Good night.
Thank you. Well, fans listening in and tuning in on YouTube, you let us know what you thought. Was there any Shawn Michaels influence that you seen between the Seth Rollins and Paul Logan's match, or is it just what we're seeing in our eyes? Let us know. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe.
I don't know what the hell's wrong with these niggas' eyes.
Next on the card, all right, it was the team of Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, and Lita against Damage Control. All right, so Big Daddy Cool, you was the last one to finish out. Take it away.
Oh, that's how we're doing it. Last one that finishes is the first one that began.
Could you go? When you commentating the process?
All right. That match for me was. You ready for this, ladies and gentlemen? Bathroom break. I did not want to see that bullshit. I did not give a goddamn about it. But I do like. Here's the thing. My favorite two girls in that match, well, 2.5, is Becky, Io, and Bailey.
That's 3.
Those are but okay. I said 2.5. Okay, if your camera was on, you would have heard me.
We can't see, and this nigga can't count. But go ahead. Proceed.
Well, listen, it was a good match. Let me stop saying nonetheless. Give me a dictionary. Give me the thesaurus.
Who's the half?
Bailey. Bailey is my half. I like Bailey.
Okay.
Not Bailey. I like Bailey. I didn't particularly look at that match. I was like, ugh, it's the women's, and I'm sorry, women's. I wasn't interested in that women's match. The only women's match I was interested in for that night was Charlotte versus Rhea. That was it. That's what I was looking for the weekend. But other than that, y'all can take the rest of this away.
Random thought.
Goodbye.
I wasn't excited about the match when they said it was a match. I don't care for Trish Stratus. I don't care for Lita. She looked really winded. She was really sloppy. Thank God for Bayley, who sold all of the moves between her and Io. Even Dakota Kai, who I'm a huge fan of, was kind of a little bit of like spotty and not in her right place. Thank God for Trish Stratus and Lita and Becky Lynch for winning. They got the big W. It made a WrestleMania moment for them. Good photos and pictures. That's not who I picked to win. I was on Team Damage Control. But however, mash out, you did pick Trish Stratus, Lita, and Becky Lynch. So you're on a streak right now. Is this the new streak?
I don't know. I think it is. But can I ask not that one, ask a question. First of all, this match felt like they had the slow motion going on the camera because
it was Lita's fault.
It was Lita. I was like, I said when I was watching it, I said, I had to hit the forward button on my television so I could see maybe in regular time because I just didn't know what was happening when she got into the ring, and even like it looked like they were very like giving her the spot so she could do the spot kind of thing. Like everybody kept lining up, and my whole thing about going over the top rope is this. It has to look genuine. It just has to. When everybody just lines up in the corner and get ready to get jumped on top of, that just doesn't feel right. And we saw them getting together, for that spot. So that's why I was just like, I don't know, man. I don't think this was a good idea. But nonetheless, we're gonna move on to, the new. And the new person in the Hall of Fame, let's say Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Sorry, WWE Hall of Fame, Rey Mysterio versus Dominic Mysterio. Okay, now I'll start off with this one. Match was good. I enjoyed this match. I really did. I truly enjoyed this match because I felt that the story was told the right way. You know what I mean? I think that Dominic throwing the water in his sister Leah's face.
Oh my gosh! I
said that was amazing. Angie slapping, Dominic, and and everything like that. I love the fact that Ray's parents was sitting there. I guess they were like, listen. You can't go over your grandparents and go insult them. I guess that's where the cap happened, right? Because I thought they were going to be like, you birth a deadbeat dad. Like I thought they was going to go with that.
It was Jerry Lawler when you need him, right?
Exactly. Well, he looked like he was dying at the Hall of Fame, when he had to speak for Andy Kaufman.
I mean, he just did have a brain tumor or something like that, didn't he?
I thought he had another heart attack.
It wasn't a heart attack. It was something with his brain.
Okay. So the amazing entrance with Snoop Dogg coming into Mania, amazing entrance. I was really excited. To Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero, of course, rest in peace to him. Everything to me, it was just so excitable. It was fun. It was energetic. Michael Cole lost his voice from that match because he was hoarse from the rest of the night from that. Dominic Mysterio got what he got was his comeuppance, which was really good. So, I give this match, a high rating. I thought it was pretty good. And congratulations to Ray. However, let's jump down to Big Daddy Cool, Sour Diesel.
That match was fucking awesome. Between the vignette and Dominic's entrance with him being in the jail, that shit was epic. Down to the ring gear, down to Ray's ring gear, down to Ray coming out with Snoop, like you said, down to Ray paying homage to Latino Heat, Eddie Guerrero. It was a great fucking match all around. Dominic displayed true character of his heel work. This is where he became, over the months and past year, Dominic, he was doing shit that was like tight cringy, right? And we hope that he'll get to a place where you can stand him. Him turning heel was the best thing that the creative had for him. him going against his father. That was the best thing for him to do, because that's when we'll be able to really not like him. And even what he did to his sister last night with throwing the drink in her face and damn near drowned her, I thought I was a fucking lifeguard because I was about to go in there and save her. I was like, oh no, she's drowning. She spit mad at the goddamn water or the drink out her damn mouth. Like, why she had her mouth so open so much? Like, damn, girl. Shit. But nonetheless, it was a good match. This is going to show Dominic, like, give him probably 5 more years or something like that, because he's only 25. He's going to be one of the top guys, and he's going to be a champion. That was to me, it was a great match. It gets a high rating for me also. Great match, great storytelling, and fourth on and so on.
Random thought.
Well, on Friday, we put Rey Mysterio into the Hall of Fame, and a more of a testament to why he's in there, not just being a great wrestler, a good husband, but an actual good father, because his loins falling over into Dominic, and Dominic just taking this role and being solely Dominic, right? Because now Dominic can get in a feud with anybody from here on out, and we want him to get his ass beat. Well, not me, because especially if Corey Graves is on commentary, because for me, Corey Graves sells Dominic just that much more. But we want to see Dominic get his ass whipped, so to speak. And we saw that in this match, right? Both agreed with both of you. The entrances were amazing for both of them. One was more gel, very dark, almost like, Big Boss Man Mountie when it was the paddy wagon match back at SummerSlam. Dominic coming and, making adversity be his catalyst to why he is doing this. And then Rey Mysterio, of course, with the whole Latino Heat thing. Amazing match from both of them. Mm-hmm. I saw things from Dominic I wasn't expecting. Rey, we know they expect the unexpected, but from Dominic, I was more impressed with Dominic in this match. But overall, great match. Winner was Rey Mysterio. He went over the Hall of Fame. He had that moment at WrestleMania and had the Hall of Fame moment. So shouts out to Rey. It's a fellow Sag, so I fucks with him.
What? Right. Rey Mysterio's a Sag?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And one more thing I want to say. Mm-hmm. Rey Mysterio, regardless of his size, he's up there with the Hulk Hogan's and whoever else is a legend, right? He's a legend, and he's up there with them because of he made it his own thing, and he stuck to it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, for him to be a small guy, but still gave his heart and gave his all into this industry. He's one of those guys. He's always going to be. He's forever going to be looked at like, that's Rey Mysterio, a fucking legend. He's a legend, and I'm happy for him. Like, I'm so much respect to Rey Mysterio, and if he can continue on, I hope so. But if not, may he go on into greener pastures and do whatever it is that he needs to do. He did what he had to do.
All right, next on the card, we're going to get to Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Random thoughts.
Well, first of all, the match, this was a match I was looking forward to since it was booked, okay? Since Rhea Ripley won and she chose Charlotte, this was a match I was looking forward to, and it did not disappoint in no way, shape, or form. It started off a little slow. It got a little rocky where the two had to fill each other out, although they've had a match before and had several different type of matches, in the build-up. But they had to get used to one another. But once both of them started operating in them gears, this match had to be, if it wasn't for the tag team turmoil four-way match, maybe this match would have to absolutely be a nominee for match of the night and one of the greatest women's matches that I've ever seen at a Mania card ever. This goes right under for me for Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. This was an awesome match. We've seen a crowning of a new champion, Rhea Bloody Ripley. She deserved it. I can't wait to see what she have in store, being the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Excellent match. This kind of booking and this type of matches is the type that make stars, and this is what we saw at WrestleMania. When they say a star is born at WrestleMania, the supernova known as Rhea Bloody Ripley was born at WrestleMania. That was an awesome showing. Sour D's.
Absolutely. What a great I didn't mean to cut you, but what a great way to end your thought process. You know, but yes, a star was 1,000% born at WrestleMania. Sour Diesel, like Brandon thought should say.
Oh, sorry. It was a good match. I was going for my girl. I was going for the big mommy, Rhea Ripley. It did start it off slow. They were trying to fill each other out. It's been like 3 years since they really was in the ring with each other, and a lot of their styles changed up a lot, especially Rhea's. Rhea changed over the last 3 years. She's very much more dominant. This ain't the same Rhea. This ain't the blonde hair Rhea. This ain't the other whatever fucking other color hair Rhea. This is Rhea Bloody Ripley. This is the Judgment Day. They did what they were supposed to do in this match. Brought us up, brought me out my goddamn seat numerous of occasions of times that night, on night one. Charlotte, amazing performer. She's always on a anytime you see Charlotte in the ring, she's always on to outdo herself from the last time you see her from the last time you seen her in the ring, right? And she stepped down as the champion, not willingly, but she went out with a fight. Especially when they was going blow to blow, like hitting each other, going back and forth. She reminded me of her father. Come on, hit me. Come on, hit me.
You know what I found interesting is that for the first time in a long time, at the end of the match when Charlotte lost, you didn't see like politics. You didn't see like a sourpuss face. You saw like an adulation and a proudness, right?
She was happy. She was
absolutely happy that she was able to pass the torch to someone like Rhea Ripley and be happy with what they did in the ring. So I thought that was freaking stupendous.
Right. Yeah. You know, my take on it was I thought it was an amazing showing from both females. I think that they both showed out, did what they got to do. They told a story from bell to bell, pound for pound. They were in there doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? There's no qualms about this at all. I was really happy that the era of Rhea Ripley just started. You know, I was excited for her. I wanted her to win. You know, ever since NXT, I was rooting for her to win. You know, I think she has a great personality, energy. I find her entertaining. You know, she's a heel that you love to hate, but love as well. And I think that, you know, we couldn't have two-face champions, you know, so I knew one of the belts would have to change, and I'm glad it was the SmackDown Women's Championship match.
And she's only 26.
I know.
She has the wrestling world as an oyster right now. So
absolutely,
yeah, she has some ways to go.
That's why even on our Three Amigos Instagram page, I put in a story like some of the accomplishments that Rhea Ripley has, you know, occurred over the years, along with being the newly won SmackDown Women's Champion, because all three of us fucks with her. All three of us picked her. Nobody picked Charlotte when it came to the prediction. So we are all team Rhea Bloody Ripley. So shouts out to the new champ once again.
Big mommy.
Absolutely. So now let's get to the main event of the night, okay, which was the team of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos. All right, I'll start this one off. I think this match, you know, even though I felt at times it went a little too long, I felt that this match was pretty damn good because it ended the story we needed to see come to an end. It definitely made us see the change of the guard in terms of the title belts, and that's what we came to see, you know, on the main event that Saturday night. And I just felt that again, the story was told. It was entertaining. Even the end with the three haluva kicks, you know, to Jey Uso, to Jimmy getting the stunner, you know, and then the moment where we needed that pyro to hit to see those two guys together, winning. It was an amazing feat, and I definitely am proud of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and I'm happy that for the first time ever, coming into WrestleMania, they're both on the same side and they both did their thing. And I want to congratulate them once again, and also congratulate to the Usos, of course, are always continuously, showing what it is to be a great, fantastic tag team in professional wrestling. And I think they set the bar at times as how good they are, because they're always on the same page with each other. They're always doing their thing. You could never question how good they are. And I think that they, even we talk legacies and stuff like that, but they're both better than their father ever was. Okay.
I was going to say that. Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I was going to say that.
Okay. Great minds think alike. They're both better than their father ever was. And they show out each and every time that bell goes and they get into that ring. All right. Random thoughts.
First things first, this is a story that we watched culminate over, months and months and months and months. In the past couple of weeks, we saw the banana peel back a little bit more. Like I said, this was a match that I think I called first for WrestleMania. I was like, this match is going to be WrestleMania. It's going to be for the tag team undisputed championships. To see the changing of the guards and keep it a stack, I think I kind of got so used to the Usos being champions, I'm going to have to switch my paradigm and my set way of thinking to see how this is going to work with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn moving forward. I don't know how long they're going to keep the titles, nor am I worried about it. I was just so happy to see that for them to have the history that they have in wrestling in the city of, Los Angeles and in California, not just Quebec, but more or less LA, and they culminate in the tag team titles main eventing WrestleMania. Sometimes it used to be on the kickoff show, right? So for it to be main event in WrestleMania, for it to be these individuals like Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn,
by the way, for the first time ever, Brandon thought.
Right, that's what I mean. Like it main eventing night one. You got the tag team, the undisputed tag team champions. You got people like Kevin Owens, who's amazing, Sami Zayn, who's amazing, and then the awesome tag team of the Usos. Like it was a win-win situation. I can't see how nobody was a loser. Great way to end night one. Night one had so much energy, so much emotion, so much stories to be told. And it was a perfect way to close the book for night one, if you ask me. Sour D's.
I agree.
What?
We're asking you about the main event of night one.
Oh, shit. Ooh. That first and foremost, the Usos. I remember when they started out as some fucking face paint warriors. I'm more side, more. I'm more side, more. Over the years, they showed you improvement. I'm proud of where they came from to where they're at now. Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, just they, like you said, mash out. They always raise the bar for themselves and for the tag team division. Mm-hmm. This was a long storytelling situation here, and it came to a head at the end of night one, WrestleMania, mm-hmm. and they had the chance to become the main eventers at that, close the show, mm-hmm. and it was only right that they closed the show because this was a big storyline for throughout the year, right?
Mm-hmm. It was.
A lot of back and forth. Didn't know. Like it was one moment we thought, okay, they're gonna continue their reign. This is like a reign over 631 days as an undisputed tag team champions, right?
Right.
And it was only right that they lose it to another set of brothers who's been doing this for years, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Absolutely. And here's something interesting. you know, Kevin Owens needed to run it back, right? Because last year, you know, he went against Stone Cold, right? And technically he was the quote unquote like the afterthought main event, right? Because it wasn't the actual main event, it just happened, you know, and he resurrected himself from 2022 till now, coming, you know, into 2023 as the World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions and also headlining Mania. So I think he definitely resurrected himself, and it was a great night, great first show. You know, it was exciting, it was energetic. You know, the audience and the crowd was into it, and I feel that, you know, rolling into night two, where we got about to get into, you know, I don't think night two, as we stated earlier, Diesel, that night two held up to the same thing that night one brought to the table. So, random thoughts. We're going into night two. All right. So, having said that, let's jump right into it. Still, same energy. WrestleMania night two, Sunday night. First match of the night was Brock Lesnar versus Almost. Okay. You know, I didn't expect much out of this match, you know, so because big men matches really don't go pretty long. It's very rare you actually see a match that goes pretty long for larger size gentlemen. However, I will say I was rooting heavy for Brock Lesnar, of course, and I definitely wanted him to go over, and he did, and I was really happy about that. Brandon, thoughts, take it away.
Well, I, of course, was going for the Nigerian giant, Omos. Did you see that clinic he put on once again? Omos, every match he's in, even though he's the rookie and he's the young guy, he carries the whole match. I don't know what's going on here. Like, Omos, to me, every single time is a major pay-per-view. When you think all he has is a lariat, when you think all he does is scream, he does something different, he does something new, and I'm happy that he bought it. I feel like he could have kicked out of that one F5 from Brock Lesnar, but overall, I wanted the match to end, so I was okay with him getting the one F5 and then taking a fall just because I wanted the match to end. But overall, I'm still Team Omos. I'm happy that the match kicked off the night. It was sort of the same feeling of John Cena and Theory. I guess we're like passing the torch on here to the next generation. You have the Beast, you have the Giant, we got Monster Among Men, we have the Colossus, we have all these different new elements and things that's going on in the WWE, and it was happy that it was the first match of the night for me.
All right. Diesel.
I'm happy it was the first match of the night for me also, because I knew it wasn't going to last that long. Like you said, big man matches don't go that long. And it's Bobby, and that match was like kind of a fast match, which tells why it was still so much fucking time left in night two. And he could have popped up out of that one ass F5. Like, dude, you're like 7 feet fucking 2. The fuck? You didn't even hit the ground that hard like that. You got like 2 fucking German suplexes and a goddamn F5. And it's over. Come on. Listen. We all knew this shit. We all knew that match wasn't gonna be shit. It ain't shit. It ain't never gonna be shit. And I don't want to see that match ever again. Like, goddamn it. All right. And why would we even think that he was a threat to Brock Lesnar? For what? We seen him lose to Braun Strowman. The fuck? And who else he had lost to? We seen Omos took a lot of losses. And Bobby Lashley. So we seen him took losses. He's only good in squash matches. Like the enhancement talents that we will call them, such as
Tiger.
We know their names.
All right.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler.
Like, come on.
All right. So next on the card, this was now listen, I don't know how y'all feel about this one. Okay.
I want to
say better than I can tell you.
You know, this one was not it for me. It was not it at all. It was a lot of just buffoonery happening in this match.
Another quickie.
I called this one incorrectly. I thought that it was going to be Liv Morgan, and Raquel coming to win, but it was Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey took the fatal 4-way. If you guys want to talk about it, y'all can. Ain't nothing much for me to say on the match. If not, I'm okay with bypassing.
Ronda was barely in the match. I didn't know this is why I knew they was going to win. Ronda was barely in the match. I didn't see her. Then when I seen Shayna Baszler coming in with no goddamn shoe on, I don't know what the fuck happened with her. I was confused in the match. Like, it was picking up a little bit, but then it started falling behind a lot of it. And to be honest, TBH, I could have done without that match. They could have put somebody else on that card for that. That match did not need to be there. I'm sorry.
First of all, this match had too much people in it that I do not care for. The only person I care for in the match is Shayna Baszler and Raquel Rodriguez. Okay, everybody else I could care less about. Shouts out to Natty.
I thought that you liked Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
No, I said shouts out to Natty for being one of the longest reigning women. Just like I thought you all guys were high on Liv Morgan. I don't see y'all saying any spots she did and had a memorable moment at WrestleMania tonight because she ain't memorable because she's very fucking horrible.
My girls in this match is Sonya Deville, Liv Morgan, Raquel, and Shayna Baszler. Those are my girls. The rest of them girls can just go straight to hell.
I forgot Sonya was in overall.
But I will say, who I thought was very funny and entertaining was Chelsea Green.
I forgot Chelsea Green was in there too.
She was very entertaining for me. She made the match. I kind of looked up. I was in the bathroom and I was like, oh, wait, Chelsea Green? All right. And I was the one who picked the right winners out of this match, which was Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
I like every woman involved in this match except for Ronda Rousey and Natalya Knight. And Natalya Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Everybody else, I love them, but those two girls, Ronda Rousey and Natalya, can go.
I wrote down Natalya's big little truck.
What's that? Big titties, little butt?
That's her new name, Big Little Truck. Okay, so next on the card. Oh, okay. This picked it up. This match here picked it up because, the 4-way made it, put it flat. This match for the Intercontinental Championship definitely picked it up. And let me tell you something. I'll hold my thoughts to the end, but Big Daddy Cool Diesel.
I don't know how to feel about this match. This match was good. It was really good. But, I'm trying to figure it out. Will this be the last time we see Drew Mack? You know what I mean? Because they said both sides, meaning the WWE side and Drew's side, did not come with a terms of the renegotiation of his contract because his contract is expiring soon. So I hope this wasn't him to take the pin because he's leaving. I still want to see more of Drew McIntyre in WWE. I feel like he still has a lot more to give, but I don't want to take away from the match talking about his contract issues. The match was another banger after banger after banger after banger. Gunther stepped up and he did what he needed to do to regain his goddamn championship. They are booking Gunther strong. They for the last couple of weeks and months, for the past year, Gunther has been booked very strong, and it's only something that's leading up to that ahead of him, and he's already tremendous, right? But he's going to be an even better superstar. He gives me that classic ill that we haven't seen in a long time.
Right. Random thoughts?
If I could piggyback off of that, like we've had people that were kind of sort of like from another country, right? And they were like this anti-American thing. We don't see that in Gunther, right? We kind of more or less see he's more or less about what he does in that ring and being the ring general. And we've seen that tonight, right? We've seen McIntyre and Sheamus, make pork and chitlins out of each other's chests. You know how white people turn pink when they get, chopped meat, Corey Graves have said. We've seen them beat each other up, but then we see Gunther come in and do what he does and retain, as we said he would do, is retain his Intercontinental Champion and bring even much more validity to that title and not just have people fight for the United States title. Now we once again care about the Intercontinental Champion and Gunther. So shouts out to him for winning. I love his entrance. I love Imperium. I've been rocking with them since NXT UK, and I'm going to rock with them on the main roster.
All right. You know, let me tell you something. This match, all right, reminded me of Jay-Z's song list. And I'm going to say why. Because it was hit after hit after hit that these people were having in this match. I mean, everybody seemed to have, you know, red chests at the end. And however, everybody came out looking strong. Nobody was looking weak in this match at all. And I think that, you know, for all three of those men's size, the moves that they can do in the ring is impeccable. You know, and I definitely give this a high rating match. I think that this was, honestly, this was the workhorse match of the night. This was the one that told the biggest story of the night. Next on the card was Bianca Belair versus Asuka for the WWE Raw Women's title. I guess I'll start this one off. This one, guys, you know, I like Bianca Belair a lot. So let me start off by saying that I'm not going to give too much positive reviews, but I want to start off by saying I like her a lot. This match could have been on Monday Night Raw. You know, it didn't have a good build up. It was a very just, you know, story that really didn't have any flair to it. No pun intended. However, the entrance, I loved it. I love the entrance. With the young ladies, I love the entrance. When they did their moves and everything like that, the press conference when Triple H mentioned that one of the young ladies, one of the shortest of the young ladies lost her mom in the morning, and she still came to Mania. That touched me a lot, and that definitely made me feel like, I was like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, you never know what anybody's going through, but, just shout out to the whole Compton. What was their name, Brandon? Do you have the name?
No, they was the Los Angeles spot. I don't know. I don't remember. The ladies of Compton, Los Angeles Comptons of Art, something. I don't really have the name, but I'll just finish and capitalize off of what you're talking about. I think, first of all, this is why I'm always adamant about how important it is for Bianca Belair to be seen, and how visibility is very important, and how representation is very important when it comes to young Black girls. Because could you imagine, like how Triple H said, this girl was having probably the worstest day of her life, and when her memory goes back, she's going to remember like the day that her mom is passing, and by night she was on the grandest stage of them all at WrestleMania, on the stage with Bianca Belair, who is a future Hall of Famer. As per the match, I am a huge fan of both of these ladies, right? And I just feel like with a lot of the matches, with what happened at NXT and what happened night one at WrestleMania 1, they had a big draws to fill. And not to say that they didn't fill the draws, it's just that these two don't have really good in-ring chemistry. It was kind of like, I know Asuka was kind of booked as a heel with the green mist, but they're kind of like both faces. There's no real story here. There's no story of triumph. There's no story of, in it. So it's just like, okay, Bianca Belair is winning, and now is this really just to combine both of the titles to have Rhea and Bianca finally collide soon? I don't know, but that was my analysis of the match. All I know is I got on her shirt. I go here now. As I said, Bianca Belair would win, and I was excited about that.
All right, Big Daddy Cool.
It was a good match.
All right.
It was a good match. I was more stoked about the entrance.
Yeah, the young
coming
ladies.
out with the young ladies. That was really good. Those are young Biancas, and there's a young Biancas all over this world, and for her to bring them out so they can showcase that was a beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
Bianca going against Asuka, two good female. I don't want to say female. I just want to say two good wrestlers just going out there putting their all in out there, right? Bianca Belair doing her three-peat again like not again, but doing a three-peat this year for herself. That goes to show that she just been doing what she needs to do. And Oscar was no light competitor for her, right? Oscar's not to be fucked with. And Oscar gave her all in that match. And she was beaten by the EST. And you can't spell WrestleMania without the EST.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, we want to get to the interlude, I guess you would call it, of sorts, of the night, where we saw The Miz and Snoop Dogg came out. And The Miz obviously has been upset because he got his ass handed to him yesterday by Pat McAfee and George Little. Shane McMahon did his return, but the return wasn't really a return because Shane McMahon blew his quads out.
He's just like his dad and his brother-in-law.
He blew his quads out, by doing a little too much. Before, when you're not in the ring on a regular basis, you come out and you try to do these things, Shane O'Mac. It ain't happening, okay?
Mac was for mac and fucking cheese. That nigga quad turned into mac and cheese, and I'm talking about not Velveeta and shells. I'm talking about craft powder version. Because I don't know why the fuck he brought his ass out on a WrestleMania. I wasn't excited. He just couldn't let WrestleMania pass without fucking Shane McMahon coming out with the Mexican Jordans on. Money, money, money. Like, get the fuck out of here.
First of all, I thought Shane McMahon was fired. So let me start off with that. I thought Shane McMahon was fired.
Exactly.
That's what he did Royal Rumble 2022. So that's why I'm very confused on what Shane McMahon was doing there. Now,
nepotism.
However, we had the chance to see Snoop Dogg do the people's elbow, and
wrong.
But you know what? Can I say something? I got to give it to Snoop Dogg in that moment because that was an audible. That was not supposed to happen. Shane was not supposed to blow his quads out, and Snoop Dogg wasn't supposed to be dropping the elbow. However, they had to improvise on the fly, and it worked. I don't know where the conversation changed patterns, to
when
say,
the referee
okay,
told
guys,
do the people's elbow.
I just know that they had to do this on the fly. Big Daddy Cool.
Okay. Shame it, man. You should have just stayed your ass in the crowd or in the goddamn skybox or in the backstage. We thought you were fired. Why?
Exactly.
Could you hear that the company's being sold by tomorrow and you just want to bring your ass around? Then you came out here and tore your damn quads. You be doing too damn much. This is why you got fired from the goddamn first place. Because you do too much. Nobody want to see your ass. That slot could have gone to anybody. But I guess we're saving returns and new signees up until the night of Raw after WrestleMania. But Shane McMahon, you blew it. Just like you blew your goddamn quads.
Literally.
Random thoughts.
No, that was my take back with Shane McMahon. I don't have nothing else to say about it. That was it.
All right. Moving right along. Okay, so it goes to the Hell in a Cell, match with Edge versus the Demon. So I thought Edge should have stayed with the Brood theme. I didn't think that he should have changed back in on this day. I see clearly because clearly, I thought he should have stayed with the Brood theme. I just looked at a picture off of Instagram, off of BT Sports or BT Sports. So Finn Balor got his head cracked wide open, fellas.
But Atlanta,
that gash looks terrible. Oh my god!
Take notes, John Moxley.
That gash looks really bad.
That was a good one.
All right. It's just hell of a match from bell to bell. I would say that I didn't expect this to be a ring lesson or anything like that. I wanted it to be a fight from start to finish, and and I thought that it was pretty decent. And I'll give it to random thoughts.
First of all, I'm going to start with both men entrances. They lived up to WrestleMania Goes Hollywood. They incorporated, especially Edge incorporated what we know him for. First of all, let's correct Michael Cole. Michael Cole said 1997 was the Brood. It was more 1998 was the Brood, but it's okay, Michael Cole. You had a long night. It's okay. However, that entrance from Edge was amazing, but what was even better to me was Finn Balor's entrance. That really got me. Like, we haven't seen it in a long time. I love the music. I like sticking with the theme. Now that he have the Judgment Day, he had more of a purple cloud with him with purple smoke. The only thing I didn't like about the actual match was that the kendo sticks was like red and purple. Like, WWE, we don't need to keep making these things like thematic and it needs to match their trunks. Like, we don't need to do that part. Like, it's a fucking kendo stick, a Singapore cane, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It is what it is. It's the color it is. It didn't really need to be red or purple. Right. But, however, I like the attention to detail. I thought the match was really, really good. We haven't seen a Hell in a Cell really in that much many years at WrestleMania. I think the last one was like Shane or somebody, right? Was it Shane and Braun? I felt like, I don't know. But I was excited to see this match with these two men. I was the one who picked Edge to win out of the whole team here. Everybody else went with Finn. Hopefully now he can ride into the sunset. Let's leave it all alone. You want, huh?
I went with Edge.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. Did you actually?
You went with Finn.
I went.
I
with
did.
Edge.
It's right here. You went with Finn Balor.
No, we got to go back to the videotape. I know I went with Edge.
You said Grandpa Edge, need to go to the retirement home.
I hate Edge with a passion, okay? But I know I picked him. I don't like him. I think that Edge is trash. I always thought Edge is trash. Except if I met him in person, I'll probably shake his hand. But I always thought that he was trash. I don't like Edge and his corny-ass wife. Right? But,
So how you pick him?
Because I knew he was going to win. I just knew he was going to win. I didn't see the Demon winning. I saw it was going to be Edge. Edge needed the win. He needed it.
Well, maybe you switch, but we'll run the takes back. But proceed, Sour D's.
We'll run it back.
I'm so sorry, fellas. I feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad that I believe that this was Finn Balor, the Demon's first loss as the Demon. Now, what does this say? Will he ever bring back the Demon? The Demon is now. Oh no, I forgot. He lost as the Demon to Roman. Shit. God damn it. I was not expecting for Edge to win. I thought this was going to be Finn Balor's time. Edge did not needed that win, but I guess if this is going to be his last match and he's riding off into the sunset, then so be it. But even within still, I don't think he should have won that match. If this was his last match, you could have gave the win to Finn Balor because Finn Balor needs it so he can be, what is the word I'm looking for? Credible. You know what I mean? He could be credible for his group, for his team. Rhea is the champion, and it was next for Finn Balor to go on to be the champion as well. Other than that, it was a good match. John Moxley, take notes. This is how you bleed and not blade yourself. I liked it, except for the gimmick tools such as the Singapore cane and the chairs. They did not need it to be a different color. What it should have been was a regular chair and a regular Kindle stick, and we would have been fine with that. Like, what the fuck? Other than that, good match. I thought they was going to stop the match when Finn got busted open, but Finn's a man, right? He's a man, and he's going to do what he's going to need to do. And I think I said that for the last time.
I mean, I find it weird that Rhea Ripley is the only one out of Judgment Day who won the belt. Dominic lost. Finn Balor lost his high-profile match. So it's clearly that Rhea Ripley is the leader of the Judgment Day.
And this is where Rhea is going to step up and be that leader, and she's going to put fire under asses, and they're going to get on their shit because this is where she turns into the leader, and they're going to be following her lead now. That's what I see coming from with that.
And that brings us to the main event of the night.
Yes.
Okay, so we are now at the most controversial ending to WrestleMania, but to me, besides Roman winning against Undertaker. That's and there's been other controversial endings as well, but I thought this one was very controversial.
You don't think the Brock ending the streak was controversial?
See that too. So I was thinking about that, but then the reason why I didn't go with that because that didn't end that WrestleMania. But I think that that was the very controversial match. I think it's probably the most, Brandon thoughts controversial match ending. I was just talking about main events wise, but in general, I think that match was the most controversial ending match in WrestleMania history.
What match?
The Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar, Brock breaking the streak.
Oh yeah. Oh gosh, broke everyone's heart.
And yeah, it did, and also it didn't need to be Brock. It just didn't need to be Brock. Brock didn't need that. He didn't need that. He didn't need the rub. He didn't need that. If it was Roman, that was a different story. But he didn't need it at the time. And also, that's why when Roman went against him the following year, went against Undertaker the following year, it really just it fell flat. It was like there was no purpose of that.
Yeah. Undertaker had nothing to put on the
Taker
line.
wasn't at his best, physical, that either. Remember, like Taker wasn't really like feeling how he was feeling. But nonetheless, you're talking about the main event that took place tonight, the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match. Go ahead.
So this match again was not short of any controversy. I mean, we saw a lot happen in this match from Solo Sikoa and helping out by trying to trip Cody Rhodes, slapping him with the weight belt. Then he was evicted from the match. Well, ejected, not evicted, ejected. Sorry, guys, it's late. he was ejected from the match. It was a great showing though between Roman and Cody. The Usos came out. They came out and they interrupted. They try to beat the brakes off on Cody after Cody inadvertently hit the referee. After that, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn came out to save the day, and then they put Roman through a haluva and a stunner, and we thought that this is when we thought it was over for Roman, and he
cheated. Mm-hmm.
And after that, now, here we go again. Solo Sikoa comes back to the match, and hits with the spike to the side of the throat, and ultimately at that point, Cody goes down, spear, boom, 1, 2, 3, match is over. Now, okay, my thoughts. There's so before we got on the phone this evening. Before we got online to do our show this evening. I received like 3 to 4 phone calls, right? And I ended up just getting a 3-way phone call. And everyone is disappointed in the way this match ended. Now, some people are not disappointed that Roman Reigns went over. It's the matter in which how he went over is where people are disappointed with this. Now, shout out to my homeboy BF that is a big wrestling fan and also a person that watches every one of our YouTube shows. So he said something very interesting, and I don't
tell
know
him to comment sometimes too.
I will tell him to do that. He said something very interesting when we were talking. I wanted to bring it up on the call. I'm sorry, so you can the call on the show. He said, did Vince McMahon have something to do with this? He said the only reason why, and I'm not again, before we shake our heads, Brandon thoughts. The only reason why he said this Vince McMahon has something to do with this, he said, Vince McMahon is 100% on Roman Reigns, and was it possible that he didn't want a Rhodes to become the WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion? And that was where where he thought. And I said, I don't know, but I don't think so. Random thoughts.
Well, one, let's start with when we was talking about the buildup of this and Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble and if he was the guy. The only reason why I picked him in the predictions to win is because I thought that's what the company was going with. That's never, ever what I really, really, really wanted. I would like to see Roman Reigns, the Tribal Chief, go past, 2,000 days as the Universal Undisputed Champion. Maybe now Cody Rhodes can get back on the road, maybe win Money in the Bank, go the traditional way of becoming the number one contender for the WWE Undisputed World Universal Championship, whatever the name is called. However, this, what we see, this whole acknowledge me thing is peak character work from Roman Reigns, harkening back to the hope, despite that, all his efforts of the fans booing him. Speaking of that Undertaker match that we just spoke about, remember the next night on Raw, he was booed out of the building. Roman sucks. F you, Roman. And to have the turnabout to where you have 81,000 or whatever number of people who was in the SoFi Stadium tonight, torn between Rhodes and Roman. Yes, the ending has some controversy to it, but he is a heel. Roman Reigns is a heel. We forgetting that how heel work is done nowadays. It is WrestleMania. And what better way to get over as a heel? Because if Roman would have won and came off strong even after all of that, because Rhodes and Zayn and Owens, they all cheated too, just like the bloodline. They, evened out the numbers a little bit, but Solo Sikoa is the enforcer, and he was supposed to make sure that our tribal chief came home as the champion, and he did that, and I was super proud of him. I'm happy for Roman. I'm happy for Roman Reigns and the tribal chief as the champion, and that was my comments about that. Excellent match, back and forth, very old school. This has Michael P. Hayes written all over it. I didn't see the production sheet yet on who produced it, but this has Michael P. Hayes written all over it. Very old school, very back and forth, has the audience out their seats, and that's what the main event of WrestleMania is supposed to be about. Sour Diesel, if you're up. Wise man, Sour Diesel.
Yo. I'm here. Okay. I'm here. I was on the phone of the tribal chief and the one we call Cody Rhodes. That was a beautiful main event. It was. I really was pulling for Cody, yo. I thought Cody was going to do it, but like I said, I second guessed myself yesterday, I believe it was, when I said, is Cody credible? Is he believable? Out of all the other wrestlers that Roman have beat, can we let it be Roman? Could it be Rhodes? Yeah, I'm sorry. Could it be Rhodes? Like Rhodes? No, of course not. Roman has fought for the past, like I said, Roman has fought for the past 3 years a lot of worthy contenders. And not to take away from Cody Rhodes to say that he's not worthy, but you're not going to come back here and think you want to do your big one like that, buddy. Dress like Homelander. You're not going to come here when you won and only first Royal Rumble, and then main event, your one and only WrestleMania, and your only time ever fighting for a title, your first time, and you think you're going to beat some damn Roman Reigns. I don't give a damn who helped Roman in the match. I don't care what type of sneaky shit he done. But when you're the champion, you're supposed to do all you can to protect that, right? And that's what Roman did. Roman came out and he showed how superior he is and why he's the damn man. And he's going to be the champion again for 1,000 days and another more 1,000 days. Because he is just that goddamn good.
All right. So that now brought us to the end of WrestleMania recap. Now, few highlights that I wanted to announce before we officially end the talking of WrestleMania. Switch Beats was there in the building. I just saw that on his Instagram page.
Me too, with his son, right?
Yeah, he was there with his son. So shout outs to him. Shout outs to Al Michaels, who was in the building, famous NFL commentator that's been commentating like most of the Super Bowls.
Oh, yeah, they did spotlight him, right?
Yeah. George Little, Bad Bunny, Snoop Dogg, Little Uzi Vert, amongst other. Adam Sandler was there. So it was definitely Kevin Hart. It was definitely a star-studded night at Mania, and it always proves to show you that no matter what, no matter how old you are, wrestling is everybody's heart. So, congratulations to the WWE for putting together a phenomenal show, overall. Though night one did better than night two.
Shouts out to Papa H, too, for putting on one of his first ever fully produced WrestleManias by him as the head and the chief of content creation for WWE, the global conglomerate entertainment company that it is, and him just being that guy once again. Like, we've seen so much, even with WrestleMania SmackDown, to, NXT Stand and Deliver, to the Hall of Fame, to night one, to night two, and we're still not done yet, right? Because we still have the Raw after WrestleMania. We still have NXT after Stand and Deliver. We still have SmackDown after WrestleMania. The CD storylines continue because WrestleMania is where it all begins again, right? And unfortunately, last time it was in Hollywood, we saw the crowning of a new champion with Batista and John Cena. We now see Roman Reigns retaining the title, but we've seen the dawning of a new era with Rhea Bloody Ripley being the SmackDown champion. I'm excited to see where we're going with the company this year with surprises, who we call up. We always talk about call-ups, but we never talk about returns. Where is Big E? Where is Randy Orton? Where is AJ Styles? Where does all these people play in this next coming year? Where will we see these people at? Where's Madcap Moss?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
He was in the back playing video games with
down with Tyler Breeze and Xavier Woods.
That's where he was at, and that's where he belongs.
So I know we're getting ready to close out for the night, but just one thing before we go, because this is just news that just hit the wire today. So possibly the WWE is being sold to Endeavor, which owns MA. Oh God, why am I losing my train of thought?
UFC.
UFC, and obviously in the press conference, the reporter asked Triple H and asked Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman what are their thoughts on that. If it happens, the only thing I can suggest is hopefully that Endeavor will do a great job owning the organization, because it'll be the first time, if this does happen as of tomorrow, as they state, that the WWE will not be ran by a McMahon. Okay, it'll be ran by the group Endeavor. Random thoughts before we close out. Your thoughts on that?
Well, first things first, this is one of the WrestleManias that we've seen in a long time. I don't know if it's because they're on a Peacock that a lot of the commercials were infused into the actual show. Like for us who had Peacock Premium, we were seeing the build up to the matches and then the actual ads besides the commercial they break away to, like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the Mike's Hard Lemonade, all those different things. We're starting to see business-wise them getting the money that they receive from sponsors and stuff, right? And refurbishing that and re-putting that out there like, hey, where was an entertainment media conglomerate, right? Hopefully, we'll see. I feel like that news leaked a little bit too quickly, even if they were going to something like UFC really, really fast. We'll see where it holds. It is a company that holds a sports company, so we already see the sports value in WWE, like how they do the news and how they've been incorporated in ESPN. So let's just see who WWE will sell to, and I'm looking forward to it. As I said, as long as you keep Triple H and Nick Khan doing their thing, because they have really been doing their thing these past couple of years in control, I'm okay with it. Sour D's. Oh, this is almost like the first episode, right?
All right. So having said that, okay. Having said that, you know what? I agree. I just hope, like I said, that if they take this over, they leave Triple H at the helm of this, and I think that everything will be all right. But I know that probably on next week's episode we'll have a lot more of the fallout. Especially when we discuss this in the smoking section next week Sunday. Breaking the fourth wall. We'll be able to cover this a little bit more. Other than that, Random Thought, you already know I love you to death, and it's always amazing to do a show with you and Big Daddy Cool Sour Diesel every single time we do our show. So I'm going to let you take over the closing of the show because I did a lot of talking, and I'm going to let you handle this part.
Well, first of all, I want to once again take the time out for all of our listeners. We're now on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spreaker. We're on Spotify. We're everywhere where you can listen to your podcast. Check out the DA Three Amigos Show. We appreciate you for tuning in. You could be anywhere in the world, but you tune in. Those of you who watch us on YouTube, we appreciate the comments. We appreciate the likes. We appreciate the subscribe. Make sure you click that notification and that bell. Go ding, 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 so you can know when our new episodes uploads. We try to bring you very good content every single week. And with that being said, I'll leave you with a random thought. You have to learn how to get up from the table when love is no longer being served. Don't patronize that business, okay? This show is much like my favorite glass of cognac, which is right here. It's best shared with friends. Y'all are all my friends. Shouts out to all of my amigos, the Three Amigos, Sour Diesel, Mash Out King. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. This has been another great episode of the Three Amigos Podcast Show. We out.